Alrighty, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here today, as it's going to be DominionDog taking on PhantomBot. Is there the same number of characters in each of these bots' name? No, I think DominionDog has one or two extra characters, but I don't know. I think it's just they both have a capital, have two capitals in their names. We got PhantomBot and DominionDog. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoy these bot matches, go ahead, click that like button if you haven't already. If we can get a like for every character that is in, I guess, DominionDog's name, that would be great. Leave a comment down below saying more bots, or let me know what you'd call your bot if you were to program one. I think perhaps the hardest part of programming a bot is coming up with a cool name for it. And then subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Consider becoming a YouTube member if you want to get the member bonus video. I mean, this will be going up on Friday, so there'll be a new one on Saturday. Let's see, as we've got a normal opening from PhantomBot. I say normal as in not aggressive. Meanwhile, DominionDog is going for an SCV Scout. Just seeing that it's not being cheesed, so no cheese reaction needs to be triggered. Although I gotta say, these Terran bots always play it fast and loose with their walls. Walling is definitely something that's difficult, but I don't believe it's impossible or as difficult to wall the high ground. So I think I'll have to cast a game at some point in the future where a Terran bot doesn't wall and just dies to a 12 pool. Yeah, but then again, the rules are different in bot matches in that workers can defend against those rushes easier, so maybe you don't need to. Yeah, let's see, as the Reaper of DominionDog is now in the base of PhantomBot, and it's already setting upon these drones. PhantomBot may be overreacting to the Reaper as it pulls all its drones off the mineral line. That is a high value I'd say solution, but it's not, as it loses 3 going on 4 drones to this Reaper. Ouch. As PhantomBot does clearly have behavior to try and avoid harassment to preserve the workers, but it's probably cost itself more in yeah, it's probably cost itself more by running the drones than not. Looks like the Queens and Lings are maybe going to get the Reaper, so at least it gets killed off. That is a very successful first Reaper of DominionDog, as it gets 4 drones and tons of lost mining time. So the Red Terran has got itself in a very nice position at the start. There's a couple of Hellions being produced as it's a 1-1-1 behind this. There is a Marine for DominionDog. However, PhantomBot is coming in with its Lings. It gets the Marine. The Marine kills one of the Lings, but now the Lings are getting on top of a Mule and killing some of these SCVs. The SCVs not actually fighting either, which isn't great. So we've got 2 bots today that are showing situations that you might want to, that might make you change how you handle harassment. DominionDog just doesn't react at all, whereas it would have been better if the SCVs just, I don't know, stabbed the Lings once or twice, whereas PhantomBot overreacted. Now DominionDog is going to try and get some counter damage done, as its Hellions just totally ignore the enemy Lings that are harassing it. It's natural they're going to try and get some damage done. There's lots of Queens for PhantomBot to try and defend this. The Hellions of DominionDog are doing a pretty good job running these drones down. I'm not sure exactly how many extra get killed. I think it was just 4. So 4 for 4 Hellions. Meanwhile, 1 Ling is harassing again. That's really not great, as DominionDog is losing 10 SCVs to just a few Lings, and even losing Mules too, which is just a massive cost. The Banshee comes back to defend against this, but it really highlights how kind of unit priority can have a big impact, but then also just having your response or your worker preservation, I guess, vary based on how much harassment is taking place is quite important, because if it's 20 lings, your SCVs are just going to die. They should just run. If there's only 3 lings, though, the SCVs can probably fight. So definitely a bit of a rough start for both of these bots. I think PhantomBot may be doing a little bit better. However, now it's got to deal with a cloaked Banshee that's harassing. The Banshee of DominionDog is seeking this queen. It looks like it will get killed off. It's not like PhantomBot doesn't have spares, though, as it is a queen building machine. The Banshee unable to get in there, though, as the Spore Crawler is zoning it out. Gas mining is being interrupted at these extractors, which is kind of nice. PhantomBot, though, spreading creep quite nicely. There is a 4th base on the way for the Zerg bot. DominionDog, though, the economic machine, not being hindered too much by losing 10 SCVs, 13 actually, is already building its own 4th base. DominionDog is able to get away with that by really delaying its extra gases, its extra production, and playing it quite greedy. We'll see if that pays off, though, as the Banshees are still harassing, so the Banshees, a relatively small investment potentially for the damage they may get done. I do like how DominionDog is hunting down the queens, realizing there's no detection around them. Looks like Raven is poking at the front, dropping some auto turrets too. 3 queens have died so far. Maybe a little bit of lost mining time. Not a lot of drone damage, though. PhantomBot should get up a lair at some point, and it is constructing one, so then it can have detection to actually maybe deal with this Banshee. Or the Banshee will just run out of energy. It's not necessarily just going to be the one Banshee, though, as DominionDog is an absolute monster. With its aggressive Banshees, it will just do Banshee macro, Banshee, Raven, Viking, and maybe some Hellions in the mix to basically just bully the Zerg by using Cloak, by killing off the Overlords. And yeah, even now the Raven and the Banshees grouping up to clean up that creep, which I really do love. PhantomBot is going for some counter harassment, but then it pauses for a moment, which I'm kind of curious. I don't know if it saw anything to make itself pause. Lots of queens are being constructed by PhantomBot. This could be a really difficult game and almost a bit of a test for the upcoming blue Zerg bot. The Ling harassment unfortunately heads towards the base where there's plenty of units. Yeah, DominionDog's style is quite unique, the way that it goes about it. And Banshees just are a unit that usually isn't that good, but when they're played as well as DominionDog, they do require quite detailed response, I suppose. Like, you need your overseers to always be in position. You need to build the right units. I think that's something that's very important. Corruptors, maybe. Infestors, I think, are a big one. That's how Eris has taken down DominionDog, which can kill a lot of other Zerg bots, but that's one way Eris can handle it. Maybe some Hydras, who knows? PhantomBot does like building its queens. The creep spread, despite being trimmed a little bit, is being replaced thanks to the mass amount of queens, 10 of them on deck at the moment. DominionDog has got 1-1 going up with its armories. Meanwhile, PhantomBot just getting +1 attack. It is prioritizing the missile, which is important. Queens are grouping up a little bit, spreading some more creep. I'm curious if... Okay, there's some transfuse going down. That's good to see. I was like, I hope these queens don't just drop too many tumors and then ignore the transfuse on their injured friend. That would be a bit rude to drop a tumor right in front of your injured queen friend and not transfuse her. Now, we've got a 5th base going up for DominionDog. It relies on a great economy to make this expensive mass Banshee style work. It's adding on some more production, up to 5 starports already. We're getting Hellions. PhantomBot, meanwhile, adding in some Roaches and Hydras, which I do like, because Hydras, I think, are very important to a well-rounded Zerg. Pretty much all the best Zergs make them. Bots and knots, I guess. And yeah, let's see. PhantomBot's still poking a little bit. It's got its nice creep, really getting close towards DominionDog's bases. There hasn't been too much successful harassment, just some light skirmishing for now, but we are getting Corruptors added into the mix. That can really help out. At the same time, Corruptors are definitely worse against Vikings than when humans control them, assuming the Terran bot has the right micro code. There is Hellbats, Banshees, 2-2 upgrades on the way as DominionDog really commits to this air mech style. Harassment, again, hasn't been achieving too much, which is saying something, seeing as how DominionDog is investing in a 6 base already. Looks like it's already clearing the location for 7, with just a Raven. Hellions are now scooting around, Banshees flying around, Overseer grouped up with the Corruptors, which can help reveal these Banshees, but there are some well, I think there's a Viking out to help deal with the Corruptors, some Marines on the ground, and the upgrades of DominionDog could really be a big factor as this game goes on. PhantomBot is getting +2 attack. It's getting the Hydra range, which is massively important. +1 attack as well. We'll just see how these skirmishes play out. Right now, DominionDog has got a significant army supply lead. PhantomBot has been losing a lot more than its opponent. Creep is being receded a little bit. Corruptors maybe getting, yeah, definitely getting some of the Banshees, as DominionDog isn't building too many Vikings just yet. It's got 2 right now. It's building 2 more. I imagine it will pivot to more of them as the Corruptor count grows. Hydras are struggling to deal with these Banshees, though. They do have the upgrade on the range. We're also getting armor as well. We'll see whether PhantomBot can keep it together in the face of what is basically just some random Banshees, Vikings, and now Hellbats waddling across the map. There isn't, like, it's not like they're, like, DominionDog's really gunning down a base right now. There's a little bit of roach harassment, which I definitely do like. PhantomBot using Burrow as well. During that, DominionDog has got quite the economy, though. SCV's repairing Banshees as Corruptors shoot at them. Unfortunately, there's no turret at this location. DominionDog will have lots of mules, though, so its economy should really be getting supercharged. We are at 99 drones, even hitting 100 for a moment there against 80 SCVs, so PhantomBot will have a great economy of its own. It's even taking the gold base, which is very important here on Persephone. We had a few Banelings have been made, and they are not going to do too well unless they sprout wings and turn into Scourges. Now there is more Corruptors being produced. DominionDog is building lots of these Vikings, so PhantomBot might just have to rely on the Hydras to handle this. The question is, how many Overseers does it have? The answer is 3 right now, which is a good number. They're actually not, they don't have speed, which is something I noticed in a previous PhantomBot video, which wasn't the biggest deal, but when you're up against mass Banshees and Vikings as well, gunning down your Overseers, you really do want them to get the zoomies. And let's see, DominionDog really just continuing to take these great trades. It's so strange seeing Banshees push in. Like, there are Spore Crawlers to kind of act as anchors. DominionDog is getting confident enough, though, to actually gun down those Spore Crawlers. More and more Hydras are being produced, but I think PhantomBot is just struggling to kind of group up and get that critical ball, which you need to deal with Banshees. Like, a max stack of Hydras against a max stack of Banshees will win out, but you got to get that grouping together. And with bots where units are moving all over the place, where there's different micro dynamics, it's difficult to do. PhantomBot is falling in supply. It's lost 15 drones, and it is still producing quite a few units. It's getting the upgrades. It's not out of this one yet. It is looking fairly bleak, though, as DominionDog is almost maxed out. It's got 2-2, 3-3 on the way. And it just goes to show how well this unique AI composition works, as the Hellions are scooting around too. Yeah, like, PhantomBot hasn't been taking the worst trades in the world. It has been picking off a good number of Banshees. It's 21,000 resources lost to 13,000 resources lost. Not the worst in the world. It just hasn't reached that critical mass it needs. Like, individual queens fighting the Banshees definitely hurts. It's building more and more. The queens lost 34 in total this game, which really hurts. Yeah, I don't know if it would be better to be building more Hydras right now. They could, of course. You need more gas, but then you can mine less minerals and balance your economy elsewise. PhantomBot really is unique in its composition too, with lots of queens. These Corruptors also do dive in as the Vikings are out of the skies, landed on the ground. The Corruptors of PhantomBot do retreat once the Vikings take back to the skies, so that's very good behavior. It's just with the Vikings countering the Corruptors, the Hydras and the Queens are not carrying their weight. The Zerg bot is down to 138 supply, and like many bot games, this may just be a gradual death instead of one knockout blow. The mass Vikings probably going to be killing lots of Overseers, lots of Overlords, and yeah, DominionDog just trading out incredibly well with a composition that usually isn't the most cost inefficient, but it's just so well designed that it can macro against great Zerg bots like PhantomBot and have success. There's a lot going on in this game, but PhantomBot just not quite able to keep up. Lots of little tweaks that could be made. Really great programming from both these authors, and yeah, PhantomBot still getting updated quite actively, I believe. DominionDog not so much, but it is a great bot to learn from. Really makes you think of how you would potentially beat it or program a bot to take it on, because it is so unique. And yeah, it is awesome that we've got DominionDog. Banshees killing off Spore Crawlers. Vikings gunning down Overlords. This is the end. Yeah, that's going to be it, guys. If you enjoyed this cast, click that like button. Subscribe, comment down below. I really do enjoy casting these bot matches. And yeah, if you are an author, you want to send in your replay, you can go ahead and send that to me in the Discord. There's a channel there. And yeah, if you just want to get started programming a bot, Shia LaBeouf, just do it. As yeah, it's something that's very fun to do. I've programmed a simple bot. You guys can definitely too in that case. And there's lots of great guides on AIarena.net, and it is a great time. So that's the place to go if you want to get advice. And while we're watching the cleanup, I may as well just say shout out to AI Arena 2. If you guys don't support the channel, but you do want to support Starcraft bots, yeah, we wouldn't have this if it wasn't for AI Arena. There's a patron that pays for the servers where all these games are run. Hundreds, maybe, is it thousands of games a day? I don't know. When the micro ladder was up, I think it was definitely thousands of games a day, but I don't actually know. That would be an interesting fun fact. And yeah, well done by DominionDog once more. Very great bot to watch. It does have the odd little bug where it kind of just gets knocked out, I think, which is why I've been a little averse to cast it, but it does still have very great games. So that is it for this one. Or not quite, as PhantomBot says we will rebuild and is still pumping units. GG.